Everybody, today come with me as we go to a local flea market here in Southwest Germany. We found some really cool things today, some bucket list buys, and I will do a little haul after I show you the flea market here for a little bit. And then after the haul, I will show you how I decorated them in my house. So stick around, check out this cool German flea market, see if there's anything that you wish you could have bought. And yeah, let's have fun.
Looks like one that turned into a house.
A hotel? Oh, you mean like Airbnb?
One day I'm gonna find a abandoned river train and then put lights in it and then decorate it.
Look at this guy.
And then a mirror.
Yeah. But that's for like the bathroom, I think.
Yeah.
Watch out. Yeah.
You want it?
No. What was that? Those are cool. One day we'll have a real Christmas tree, huh?
skulls.
Today we went to the flea market, and my husband does not want me to say where it was, but it was somewhere around where we live in Germany. It's a monthly flea market appointment. So at the end of every month, they have this flea market, except for it stops between October to March. So it's just too cold then. So anyway, we went to the flea market today. I came with about 300 euros and I spent 170, I want to say. I took notes about it. I went today specifically looking for mirrors because I'm doing my front entrance kind of thing, and we have a chest of drawers and that big bowl that I bought at a previous flea market that I filmed, and it's right at the entryway when you come into the door, but it's kind of empty at the top. So I knew I wanted a mirror so that I could check myself one last time before we left, and also just would look really pretty there. So I was really specifically looking for mirrors today, and then on top of that I was thinking about any other things that would make sense for that entryway area. So you'll see I got a couple other things that make sense for that. And then every time I go to the flea market, there's always specific things that I really like and look at buying. So even though it wasn't technically on my list today, I bought a few more things. So I'm gonna go over a quick haul of what we bought today at the flea market. All right, I have everything over here. So this is a little key holder, and it's really cute. It's got a key and it's got these like dwarves or like gnomes, and one at the end with a little lantern. And I'm gonna put that next to the mirror in the front entryway. I just thought it was really cute. It's wood, obviously that's kind of the aesthetic I'm going for. And yeah, it's presumably an antique, though that's not necessarily what I was looking for. I just thought it was cute. Actually, my husband pointed it out. Anyway, this was 10 euros, which in my opinion was probably a little steep, but it was really cute and I wanted it. So sometimes you just gotta go for it. Okay, the next thing, this is not this is not for the entryway. This is just something that I've been wanting. I collect Apothecary, antique apothecary things. I have quite a few of them. I love these bottles and I'm always looking for them. I specifically like to buy ones that have like interesting chemicals, or did have interesting chemicals. Like this one has tincture of belladonna in it, and like that's not made up, that was real, that's what they really used it for. And this one has like a stopper at the top, which is really cool. I hadn't seen one of those before. I actually bought this at the same flea market last summer. So yeah, I'm always looking for like old apothecary things. You can see I have an apothecary table. I just think it's really cool. And I've always wanted one of these, but they always end up being super expensive. And because there's not really a real everyday use for it, like I said, I usually try to stick with functional items. I don't buy them, but today I saw this. It is an Apothecary mortar and pestle, and it's kind of hard to see, but actually the pestle, actually don't know which one's the mortar and which one's the pestle, but this has a little apothecary symbol at the top, and it says Apotheke Müller, Bielefeld, Schwarzhammer, Bavaria. So it's German. It was made in Bavaria, which is a state in Germany. It's like actually the one where most people think of when they think of Germany. It's where they wear lederhosen and all that. It's in the south. And it's got this very cool like motif around the edge. And I'm assuming, though I don't actually know, that these are all names of medicinal herbs. I am pretty sure it's antique. Do I know for sure? Absolutely not. But they wanted 18. But while I was looking at it and she was wrapping it up and we had agreed on a price, I saw this. And this is just another very cool, it says usage externe. So I'm thinking this is French actually. But I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it has the millimeter measurements. I just don't usually see bottles like this that are still intact. Nutroval. Oh, it's in French and in German. Outwendig Gebruik. But anyway, actually I think that might be Dutch, but either way, I got this and this for 20 euros and they wanted 8 for this originally and 18 for the mortar and pestle. So together for 20. I thought that was a pretty good deal. They can be really expensive. It's not like I'm not unique in collecting these old apothecary bottles and items. They're a very popular collectible here in Germany. So they know they can pretty much get a good price for them. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. And as like a vase or something, I think that would be like just one big flower coming out of it. I don't know, we'll see. By the way, these are not staying here. I don't yet know where they will go, but I'm just putting them down because I don't want to drop them. And then this one, once again, was not something I was looking for today, but it was just like so cute. I saw it as we were walking by, and then I was like, no, I don't need anything like that. And then we walked by again and I was like, okay, no, I want it. And actually, I wish I had looked a bit more at this woman's stall because she has some very cool, like kind of crafty mid-century items. And she was even wearing like a very cool shirt that was very like a mid-century modern kind of print. So I'm thinking maybe she's a collector. But this, here, I'll try to get closer and hopefully the camera will focus. But this is like this very neat mid-century kitchen motif. I love the colors. I love this kind of style where it's like outlined but printed in a way that you can tell that it's not part of the outline. And it's just like so cute. I don't know what I'll do with it. I'll probably just use it as like a sugar holder after I make sure it doesn't have any lead in it. Because that is a very real concern. You need to make sure that there's no lead in things that you're going to use. It says December 8th, 136. I don't know what that means, but the fact that it has a hallmark means that it's at least like some kind of an authentic item. It's not, it could have been mass produced for sure, but it's got a serial number and SMF. I don't know, I'll have to look that up. Anyway, it was 7 euros. I thought that was well priced. I didn't haggle at all on this one because it's just really cute, intact with its lid still. That's very hard to find. Yeah, so that, I think it's so cute. I was not out looking for one of these, but I found one nonetheless. This is totally random, but I do have a 5-year-old son who is currently obsessed with all things creepy crawly. So he saw this for €1 and he bought it with his money. It is a little, I think it's a newt. He says it's a gecko. I think it's a newt or a salamander, but he's kind of more the expert than I am on that. Okay, this is for the entryway. It's an enamel bucket. And the reason why I bought this is because there is a long window next to the chest of drawers, and there's like a space big enough for like a plant or a tree. So I thought it'd be nice to put like a little tree there since it gets enough light. And then also, you know, it's just kind of nice to walk in, feng shui, I don't know. And I didn't want just any kind of plant holder or pot. And so I was looking specifically for something enamel. And a bucket just kind of is perfect. There is a little hallmark on the bottom. I don't know. Enamel is pretty common here, much cheaper than it is in the States. This was listed for 20 euros and I paid 15. I still think maybe I could have got it less, but it's okay. I think for 15 euros, it's very well intact. There's no holes and very, a little bit of rusting on the inside. Like I said, I'm not using it for actual like outside work or anything like that. I'm gonna put a plant in it, so it's fine. And then second to last, but definitely not least, and something I have been wanting for as long as I can remember, and I'm absolutely in love with this. I don't yet have a spot to put this. I have to think more about it, but it is a curved glass made of complete wood, kind of in an Art Nouveau style. So my guess is maybe 1930s or so it was built. And it is a functional curved glass curio cabinet. That's it has little hanging spots in the back here that are pretty deep, so I'm happy about that. This was 50 euros. I thought that was an excellent deal. Every time I've seen these that are completely intact, including the original shelving, they've always been like 150 and up. So 50 euros for this one. And it's like the exact kind of veneer or shade that I'm looking for. I don't really like lighter wood. I like darker wood. So this is just, I wasn't looking for it, but sometimes the thrift gods kind of like bless upon you. And so I couldn't say no. It's just too beautiful. I'm so happy and like over the moon with this. Yeah, it's just, it's very, very, very cool. Very much something I've been looking for like ever. And for 50 bucks or 50 euros, which is about 60 bucks, like you really can't beat that. Pretty flippin' cool. And then last and biggest and heaviest is a mirror. I got my mirror, and actually I ran into my friend and her husband when we were there, and we talked to them for quite a while because we hadn't seen them. We haven't seen them all summer because they were in Puerto Rico, which is where they're from. And we had been talking to them for a while, and it started to rain, and we were both there looking because we both really like to go to flea markets, and we both know that in Germany, if it rains, you better go quick because they're not sticking around. So we were like, okay, well, we need to get going and walk around. And her husband went to go get their umbrella. And I was telling her, because we were looking at the stall nearest to us, that I was looking for a mirror today. And she's like, oh, I saw one over there. And it was a part that we hadn't walked by, and I probably wouldn't because of the way that we were parked. So I went over there, and same thing. If I were to buy this is made completely of wood and original mirror. This mirror has never been changed. If I were to buy this or see this in an antique store in the States, my guess is it would be about $300. And I think that's a pretty conservative guess. Curved mirrors already are pretty expensive, and the ones in the States and in most just like modern stores are made of plaster, and those are like the nicer ones. Most of them are made of like kind of crappy plastic. So even like new ones would be quite expensive. The lady asked for 75 euros and I said 50, and she took that price right away. So for 50 euros, I am pretty damn happy with this. It's extremely heavy, and so I'm a bit worried about hanging it, but it does have a very like sturdy hanger here, but I'm gonna have to anchor it some way in the wall. But it is perfect. It is literally perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. Thankfully, my friend was there to tell me about it, because I would not have gone down that alley. And yeah, I was expecting the price to be higher, and the fact that she took 50 right away makes me think like, well, maybe I should have actually gone lower. But it could have been one of those moments with like thrifting or going to flea markets where she had a price set in her mind of what she would sell it for. I had a price set in my mind of what I would buy it for, and they just happened to be the same price. She probably thought, if someone offers me 50 for this today, I'll take it. And I thought, if she'll take 50, I'll take it. So it just happened to work out that way. And I think it was a great deal. I'm super happy with it. Yeah, so that's it today. And that's, I think, another thing that is important to remember, that, like I said, I think I spent 170 altogether. Oh yeah, there was one more thing. I'll put a clip of it. My son has it. I bought it for him. He's really into bugs. And there was like a man who preserves, or had preserved bugs in these like, what's it called? Resin like blocks. Anyway, I actually saw them before at the last flea market we went to, and I think it was the same man. However, he wanted 12 euros for them there, and that was just, in my opinion, like way too expensive for a preserved bug. Anyway, today, for whatever reason, he had dropped the price to 8, so I bought that and the curio cabinet for him for 58 euros altogether. I'm not complaining about that. But yeah, I spent about 170 today. I mean, I came in with 300, and I was hoping to at least get a mirror, and I was expecting to pay between 50 and like 175, depending on the size and what it was. And so I think it was really good. It's important to remember that just because you're going, you don't have to buy anything. Some days you find everything that you want, and it's hard to like pull back and not buy more. And some days you go and there's like just nothing that you're interested in. Today was just one of those really, really good days. And it's important to remember that you can leave, right? If you don't see anything, you don't have to buy something. And I'll do a whole other video about like my tips about flea marketing, because I'm not new to this, right? Like, just because we moved to Europe doesn't mean that this is when I started flea marketing. I went to estate sales in the States. I go to flea markets and secondhand stores pretty much everywhere I go, and I have my whole life. It's just like a huge hobby of mine. I don't make money off of it. I don't do any reselling or anything like that. It's literally just for me. It's things that I like to do. And on top of that, if you look at the footage from the flea market today, you'll see that, especially here, it's traveling in and of itself. It's something to do, because one thing, flea markets here, and like I said, I'll have a whole other video about this and my opinions, usually are free to enter. There are some that cost money, and I have opinions about that, but usually they're free to enter. They're usually like in a downtown area that, how could they make someone pay for, right? Because it's public access. Or they're in like a parking lot or something like that, and they're usually always free. They're not there every weekend, they're not there every day, but they are by appointment, once a month, sometimes twice a month, and they're free. And so when you go, it's just a free activity to do anyway. Like, you don't have any obligation to buy anything. And then on top of that, like the one we went to today was not only free to enter and walk around and just enjoy your time, but it's in a beautiful small village, with like medieval, I was going to say mid-century, it's not mid-century, with medieval architecture, half-timbered buildings. I mean, it's beautiful in and of itself. So it's something to do. You can stop and get a coffee. There's always food stalls there. And it's like an afternoon activity for everybody. It's not made for tourists. It's made for locals who live here, and like to do thrifting just like we do. So it's just something to do on a Sunday. And if you didn't know, in Germany on Sunday, most things are closed. So there's not a whole lot to do anyway. You can't go shopping. Shops are closed no matter what. Every once in a while, there's like a Sunday shopping day. But even that's from like 1 to 3. It's not, yeah. So shops are closed. Grocery stores are closed. A lot of restaurants are closed, but many are still open. So there's really not a whole lot to do anyway, except for just like hang out outside and do outside things. So flea markets are a great thing to do on that day, or fests, when it comes to fest season, which is usually in like late summer, early fall. It's a really good thing to do on Sundays. And then in winter, it's a good time to go to Christmas markets. Sundays are just kind of the day. They're meant to be a day of rest. They're meant to be a day with your family. And so it's just a great activity to do that's free. I mean, aside from driving there, to enjoy where you are. So even if you don't buy anything, it's still a great thing to do. But today I did buy stuff and it was a really, really good day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to like, follow, subscribe, all those fun things. I do this almost every single weekend, and during the summer, obviously, I do it even more. So there will be lots of videos about flea markets, fests. There's also, it's coming up to like medieval market sales kind of time. It's like a fun thing, kind of like the Renaissance Fair, but they're specifically small places and they moved to different places. And so we'll be going to some of those coming up. And also we're going to Spain on a trip in just a few days. So if that's something you're interested in, please follow and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.